Let me get it together. Viewer discretion advised. Have you ever wondered what the fuck is going on with your neighbors upstairs? I'm calling corporate, where petty meets professional and our regionals stop returning our calls. We're the Courtneys. Like and subscribe. With 25 years of property management experience together, and we're still wondering how half of you made it past the application process. We have a guest. Two guests. Sherry is going to sit in on this podcast episode because she is obsessed with
Megan. Hey, I'm Megan. Hey.
Okay, so a little bit of background about Megan. Megan and I were technically neighbors. Like we worked on the same street.
Worked on the same street. Y'all live next to each other?
Are we allowed to say that street?
No.
Probably not.
No, we're definitely not.
Everyone would know.
Yeah, everybody. So we worked on the same street, and it was right whenever I started in property management. So this was, it was 10, 12 years ago at least. It had to be like 2012, 2013. So we were neighbors for a while. We didn't manage like the same community or anything. So Megan is here, and she is going to tell some of her fun stories about property management. So what kind of stories do you have for us today?
I have a ton, but we'll just do one today.
Okay.
Viewer discretion advised for sure.
Yeah. Before we start on that though, do you mind telling us how you got in the industry?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, and my best friend was an assistant manager, and I just graduated from college, moving back home. You know, you've got the face.
What does
Whatever
that
that
even mean?
means. Okay. So I got hired on with the company as a floater. I would
Nice,
go to a bunch of different properties. And about a year later, I was a leasing agent. Then about a year after that, I was a manager. And then they had a property up here in Little Rock. And they were like, hey, you want a promotion? Sure.
They won't stop. Great.
So tell us about your property as much as you possibly can.
The last one I worked there for 7 years. I took it over after the manager had been there for probably 20 years. When one manager's there for that long,
wow.
they tend to let some things go. And when I say let things go, they let whoever move in. They didn't do background checks. They didn't do credit checks. They weren't verifying income. It was whoever wanted to move into this place could. And she did. And she unfortunately passed away. And the owner hired a management company to then manage it, and that's where that's where the bulk of my stories come from. Small complex, there weren't very many apartments, and they had all one bedroom.
That's so weird to me.
You didn't
every single
one.
Well,
bedroom.
my current community has all 2 bedrooms.
That's true, doesn't it? Yeah, that's
all 2
true.
bedrooms.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on to your story, is there one thing about property management that you miss?
I miss the drama.
Yeah.
In HR, there is drama, but I have to be very professional with the drama, and I can't necessarily talk about it with other people. Like in property management, I could probably call one of you guys and say, you won't believe what happened today.
Yeah.
In HR, everyone's protected, and there's laws and regulations against it. So I'm not allowed to talk about it, but I miss the drama a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
I think that's what I would miss the most too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like I need something exciting.
It would be so boring. Like it would be very boring.
Also, I do miss. Have you ever leased an apartment to like someone that has never leased before?
Yes.
And they're so excited, and you're literally changing their life. I mean, you're helping them, reading them the lease, to be an adult, this and that. And you're seeing the excitement on their faces. I get that now when it's like someone's first job because I help onboard everybody. But it's just like,
it's not where they live. This is your home. Yeah, for sure. I could see that. I think one thing I would miss the most, even though this is irrelevant, I think I would miss like my favorite resident.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
when you
awesome.
come
I have
back
some at one of my old communities that I still talk to, and they were like, I hope you're well. I'm like, I'm going to come see you, I promise.
Yeah, some of my residents have become friends. You know what I mean? Like, we literally hang out together and stuff. Like, we celebrate birthdays, and we're on Facebook and, like, all that stuff. So it's just, it's a natural way to, like, develop these relationships for life, you know?
And my maintenance guys. Like,
yes.
I love them. Shout out to Fred. If you're going to watch this, I love you to death. I miss you.
We're going to send him a link.
I know.
Because he's still there.
That's great. Okay, well, what stories do you have for us? I'm excited now. I want to hear.
we're in summertime series still.
Yeah.
Is that what it's
The
called?
raunchy.
She heard you
summertime.
click. She heard you click.
Yeah.
If you don't have like raunchy, it's fine.
It's
If you
okay,
have some crazy summer stories,
Yeah,
like
it's not
Summer Lovin.
raunchy,
Yeah.
but it has to do with school.
Okay,
So,
good, yeah.
This is how it went. Like I mentioned, it's all 1-bedroom apartments. We don't
Sure.
have any kids. We have 0 kids at our property. If you do, it's maybe a single person with their little child. We didn't know. So my niece was in town for summer break. She was 7 at the time.
Wow.
She was like, Aunt Meg, I want to go night swim. And I said, okay, just wait till I get off and we'll go. We're both super pale, so we burned like vampires. We weren't going to go during the day. Plus, it's kind of awkward when you swim at your own pace.
Yeah, you kind of want to be. You want to be left alone.
Yeah.
You want that separation.
Yeah.
Because I lived there at the time too, so it was like, God, I'm always at work, and if I go outside, I'm still at work. But I was like, okay, we'll go. This was probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. We go into the pool. There's no one out there. And there's one pool table that we always get, put our stuff on. It's away from everybody. Grab it easily. There's a big old bottle of Jim Beam, like a handle, like a half-gallon, like biggest bottle of Jim Beam.
They were partying.
They were partying. But I didn't see anybody. Okay, let me go look in the bathrooms. Maybe there's someone out there. You know what happens in bathrooms at pools at night.
Especially if you've been drinking.
Yeah. And where we were specifically, we had a lot of drug use in our bathrooms. We would lock them when it would get dark outside.
Did you have to have like one of those keys where you have like a shoe attached to the keychain and be like, bring it back?
Yes. And then if you were swimming there at night, hopefully you were a resident and you could go to your house and go to the bathroom and not a pool bathroom.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no one's there. So I'm going to go get this bottle. I'm going to pour it out. And when I walk up to the table to pour it out, there's a towel. I'm like, God, I'm just going to throw all this shit away. Like, what is it doing out here? There's no point. I go to pick up the towel and a loaded handgun, brass knuckles, pocket knife falls out.
Who's this person planning to,
do something?
The type of fun I was still working on getting the bad people out because you can only do it so quickly. And I think the intentions were to probably scare somebody, or
that's a lot of scaring,
or they had some issues mentally. You're about to hurt them. So like I was thinking, holy shit. Did I almost walk in to get shot or beat or stabbed or all of them? So I yelled at my niece. I'm like, hey, go to my apartment. Go in there. Don't come out until I call you. So I confiscated everything, not thinking that I needed to wear gloves or anything like that. So grab everything, put it in my office, and I called the police. And they're like, well, anytime you touch a gun, you need to have your hands covered. Nays on it. And then they said, okay, we're going to do a police report.
I'm a little frantic.
I just want to get it away. So they did a police report. They said if someone does claim it, they'll have to like show proof and make sure that the gun's registered to them. As far as the brass knuckles and the gun, you don't have to have that registered. So I wasn't worried about it. Like, okay, cool. Well, like 2 days later, someone comes in my office, and this was COVID.
Okay. Oh wow! So this is slightly recent.
It was COVID. So I always had my office door locked. I had to knock to get in. And this person had a very specific knock, and I was like, he came in, Miss Megan, did you ever find anything at the pool? Be more specific, please. Just maybe some items. I'm like, you should probably call the police. If these are your belongings, you need to call the police.
Can you describe this person? Like, was he younger, older?
He was probably 30.
Wow.
Yeah, probably 30.
Okay.
He had moved here from Boston. Boston, the bad part of Boston.
They brought him to Little Rock.
I'm unsure because he had no job. So this is one of the people that I was slowly trying to get rid of. Had no job, did not seem mentally all there. Though I know by law you can't have that or even discriminate based off of that anyways. I knew that there was something wrong, and I had issues from him previously, like slowly looking at women, hanging out at the top of the breezeway, overlooking at women, going into their cars, sitting at the pool for hours at a time, not doing anything, just sitting there watching.
And see, that's what makes people uncomfortable. Like, they don't even want to go to the pool because there's this like strange person just like hanging out, lingering, like, lurking. They're not in the swimming pool. They're just like hanging out.
And then like, who knows if he like maybe stalked any of them.
Right.
And then I find a gun.
Yeah.
And brass knuckles and a knife. Just, it wasn't long after that I was actually able to get him out. I wasn't able to prove that those were his belongings, but there were so many issues of the stalking and knocking and walking into people's apartments.
Oh my gosh.
It was
walking into people's apartments?
Walking in after them.
Oh.
He was so not mentally there. People thought that he was just, okay, come on in.
But not, it was definitely.
Oh my gosh, I kind of have a story I can like play off that. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with summer, but it is about like the whole walking in after people. But like in one of the communities I worked at, there was this guy, and I mean, I don't know for sure if he was homeless, but we did see him walking the streets a lot. But he was like always come on our property, and I would have to be like, hey, no soliciting, no trespassing. Like, you can't just be walking around. You have to go. But like, I would still see him. But I would see him coming out of people's apartments, and so I got like freaked out, and I'm like, is this guy like getting in vacant apartments and squatting, or is he like breaking into people's apartments? And so I would start watching him just to see if I like saw him coming out of another one, so I could call the police and be like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
I need to do like a no trespassing on this man, and like, he can't come back. Well, then I started seeing him like specifically come out of one apartment just over and over and over again, and it was occupied, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, okay. And so then I called them, and I was like, hey, do you know this person? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, we became friends with him at the pool, and we've just been letting him stay with us. And I'm like,
no.
What?
No.
What?
On the lease, honey.
And I was like, well, you can't just have people staying with you. I was like, he does, he needs an application, he needs to be put on the lease. But then but I will say, like, right before I was finally able to get him on no trespassing, he had, I guess, made a friend with another homeless individual. And then they were both over here. But when he left, the other one left.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have issues out of the other one. It was just periodically seeing him. But I'm like, I just don't understand how people are like, hey, you can stay with me. No. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't trust people like that.
That's a stranger, bro.
I don't trust people like that. But that's so crazy. Like, I'd never heard of that before. So just to know that someone's just like walking in someone's apartment behind them, just like, we're friends, I'm coming in. It's crazy. I've never heard that.
I know what we were talking about earlier is like what property management makes you realize as far as you cannot trust.
No, you can't.
We get to see into how people live, like when they come home and they leave.
Don't eat out of everyone's house.
What their kitchen looks like, how they wash their clothes. I mean, we get a deep dive into your life. And I've worked at, I don't know if there's a D, but there's a D.
They're all the same.
And they are all the same.
They're all the same.
I've seen lawyers and doctors and dentists have the nastiest apartments.
No, I mean, I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But like, people in healthcare, y'all.
Yeah.
It's bad.
They don't. They really don't.
And
I'm like, you touching people's wounds and body, and
it's weird.
It's a big, I've told anybody that I ever meet, I'm like, you either need to wait tables for a year or be in property management for a year. It will teach you everything you need to know about people and life and how people react to you and how you react back and how not to react back. It's the biggest backbone I've ever. I was a little weakling before I started.
Yeah, it like if you want a backbone career,
we're hiring.
Yeah, we are. Know any maintenance technicians? That's something you can say.
Well, it's just kind of, and now we're just like going off of the topic altogether.
Doesn't matter.
And I was wanting to save this one for like another segment, but I might share it now. You guys talking about like people just hanging out and stuff. So whenever I first started at a property, I kind of came into a situation, and the situation was they had moved this person in. He didn't have a job, like that they knew of. He didn't have any furniture in his apartment, Yeah, he literally didn't have anything, right? But he would come down to the amenities and literally from 10 a.m. to like 5, 6, 7, 8, like sometimes 9, stay in the amenities. So like
the pool, the fitness center,
clubhouse, cyber cafe, like he would just kind of make his rounds. But he would come with a backpack, sit his backpack down. People caught him like shaving over the sink in the fitness center, because there was like a sink where you could wash your hands and stuff. Like he was like shaving his face like in that area.
Power?
No, he did. Yeah, no, he did. and but then we learned that,
We
I
couldn't
mean,
have hot water or something.
no,
Okay.
we provided the hot water.
You got it. It's not shit on.
But he would watch our TVs. Like he would watch the TVs, like keep the TVs on, and he was very still.
Yeah, there's a ghost in here.
But no, he would watch the TVs. He would literally bring his shaving kit, like, and literally shave like in the
Absolutely
sink.
not.
I know. Whenever I heard this, I was like, what? And like they called him. I can say this. I think I can say this. They called him DK, but it was.
I had one of those.
But they were referencing the BTK killer or whatever, like, because he kind of looked similar or whatever. He had like similar features and stuff. And so we dubbed him that, like, just to have like a nickname for him or whatever.
Wow.
So I got there as a manager and I started to like peck at him. Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, what are your plans today? Hey, are you planning on staying here all day? Hey, 2-hour maximum to use the amenities. Like, so I started to peck at him. And then it got weird whenever he started stopping the kids that were walking from the bus to their apartment, and he would say things like, do you know what your country is doing, or do you know like about your culture? And he would stop them, like whenever they were trying.
Leave the children alone, sir.
Yeah, so he started, and then whenever I saw that, I was like no, because they, like, they're just trying to get to their apartment, like, because they would
just trying to get home from school.
Yeah, they would.
Little babies.
Yeah, they would cut from the clubhouse, like, to the apartment, because we were like gated. So they would have to go through the clubhouse to get like past the gates or whatever. And like they would come and they would say hi to us, and like they would get water and like snacks and things like that.
Yeah.
So there was just like one day where I was like, I basically stopped him, and then I walked them to their apartment. And then I called the courtesy officer at the time, and the courtesy officer came down and he was like, get out, and he wasn't moving. Like, he was just like, so he got him to the amenities. He got him back to the amenities. Then we shut the leasing office out, like we shut it down. And then obviously the cops got called. And so then the cop that was on duty was the courtesy officer, the second one. So he came.
Wow.
And then as soon as he got there, he moved the other officer, he moved the other officer out of the way, and then he just fucking tackled this guy. He like arrested him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because you won't leave.
He literally would not. He literally had his hands behind his back, and he was like, "You're not making me go anywhere." Like, he's like, "I'm not leaving."
He's involved.
Yeah.
Oh,
he didn't care.
Because guess what, sir? Now you're getting evicted.
Yeah.
So he got arrested, and then they hauled him off or whatever. And then, yes, we put a 24-hour notice on his door. And of course, he literally didn't have anything in his apartment, though.
We don't really have much to do.
There were no signs of life in his apartment because there's no furniture, there's no food. He literally would bring his food down to the clubhouse and use our kitchen to make his food. I'm
so confused by this.
No, we had there were pots and pans left in the dishwasher, and there were pots and pans left in the sink and everything, just from him, using all the amenities. Yes, and this.
Why is he paying rent?
This went on for not months, but months. Before I got there, it went on for months. And then whenever I stepped in, it may have lasted 2 more months, just to kind of have me try to
go through the right channels.
Yeah, fill out, yeah. And then it just kind of escalated. He escalated it one day, and then boom.
Well, you made this easy for me.
It was severed at that point.
It is.
Well, it was when I was.
Especially if it's not rent related.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, well, we had a police report. He was still in jail. Then he had a trial, and then he wanted to represent himself.
Good for him.
Good job.
So, anyways, trespassed off property, could never come back. Yeah, so
okay.
It was just one of those things where it's
Well, I have to tell a story then. I know I have to tell a story. I'm itching. I'm sorry.
That's pretty much
it. But it is summer related.
Okay.
But it's so it's 3 things that all happened within a 2-day span. It was we got past one thing and we went to work the next day and we're like, okay, it's gonna be a great day. And then it was just shit after shit after shit. And I'm like, oh my God, is anything gonna go right? Okay. So I used to work at this community. It was 982 units.
This one, we've heard about this one.
Yeah, you've heard about this community. I have a lot of stories.
The couple in the pool.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 982 units. So it originally had 6 pools. They filled one in and ended up with 5 pools. Yeah.
Yes.
My manager, we try to do the resident event. We try to do the resident event.
Mm-hmm.
It is tough to do resident events when you have 982 apartments.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, you ain't got the budget for it. You're trying to be cheap. So they decided they were going to do a pool party.
Which pool?
The pool by the leasing office. And I was just like, I was like, okay. But then I was kind of against it because this is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to spread these pool parties out into multiple pools. So we decided to have this pool party. Okay. Got a DJ, made it like a luau themed. It was great. Okay. It was great.
It wasn't a ghost party.
Yeah. It was great. Well, we put it out there. All these people come. Well, we didn't have courtesy officers. We actually had like courtesy patrols.
Okay, yeah.
With like an actual like security company and they monitored our pools. Well, I had been telling them that we did not need to use the security company for the community we were at because they always sent us the people who really could not take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So the recent one that we had was around the time this pool party was going on was this older gentleman. And when I say older, he had to have been like 88. He was very old. He'd been retired, but he went back to work because his wife had cancer. And he was trying to take care of her. He was super, super sweet. He's super sweet old man. Sad. But I was like, this is probably not the community you need to put him at because there's so many people here. So this is like the morning of getting ready for the pool party. Okay. And we're trying to like keep people out of that pool because we're trying to, not to mess the chemicals up, decorate, make sure everything looks good. Well, while we're like inside doing this, I guess this community always had the people wanting to use a pool that did not live there. So he was out there checking pool passes and there was like a bunch of like young people in the pool. None of them had pool passes. And so he's nice and he's like, I need you to get out of the pool. You're not supposed to be here. You need to leave, doing the whole spiel. And they like basically were like, I'm not leaving, blah, blah, blah. And so, they can't really do anything. They're just there to like observe and report, call the police if they need to call the police. So he like comes in to tell us like, hey, they're not leaving. I tried. Do you want me to call the police? What do you want me to do? And so I was, we were like, 1 second, we'll be out there and we'll try to get him to leave. So he goes back out there and was like, you guys still trying to get him to leave. Well, they push him in the pool. Yeah. They pushed him in the pool and he like, I don't think he like got hurt. I do think he like hit his arm or something.
Oh, no.
And when you're older, you got like thin skin. So he's like kind of bleeding a little bit. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh no. So we finally get them out and like the cops were called and everything. They left before the cops get there, obviously. We were trying to like hold them in. Yeah. They left. And so now we were getting him out of the pool. We're getting him all cleaned up. We called his supervisor and was like, he needs to go home for the day. We have to get the maintenance back over there. We get all the chemicals right in the pool. They get everything like they need to do. Everything's good. We're back to business. Okay. He only did like a little couple drops of blood. It was fine. It wasn't a drain the pool situation. It wasn't a drain the pool situation. Yeah, it wasn't a drain the pool situation. It was just like, kind of like get a paper cut or something type situation. Throw some chlorine in there, shock it, it's good to go. All that's killed. So anyways, we get back, we start decorating, we get everything together. Pool party happens. Okay? Pool party happens. There's so many people at this pool and it was so wild and we could not control it. There was not enough of us to control it. Like we're trying everything, like we're blocking people from getting in the gate. We have the office locked down so no more people can walk through the office. Like, and we're just trying to control it the best we can. Okay? And like our leasing manager at the time, she was like the fun, hype. Like, she was like the happy person that got everyone like excited. Yeah. So she's out there being like the MC, but she's like trying to keep them like happy and motivated, like because there's so many people. And she was like, I don't want to fight to break out. Well, the people got a little too happy and motivated, and like and they had like brought their own alcohol, like all that stuff, and they like just did not care about like their children anymore. Oh, no. They didn't care about anything. So I'm like standing there and like I'm around my coworkers, and we're just kind of watching, and I see this like baby that was in a float, but the float's now flipped over. And I'm like, and I kind of looked for a minute because I couldn't tell if like a baby was in it or not. And I'm like watching and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I see the legs and I'm like, oh my God. So I like literally my maintenance supervisor's talking to me and I'm like, hold on. And I like jump and I'm like running to jump in the pool to like get this baby. Well, the parent turns around and finally sees it and snatches the baby out of the water. And I was like, I'm shaking. I'm like crying. Yes. I'm like, what's going on? So I immediately turned to my manager and I was like, kill it. And so, like, we asked them to leave. We're trying to get everyone out. And then while we're trying to get everyone out, we look over and there's these 2 people who I guess they were playing with their kid in the pool. And I don't know if they got into a fight or what, but the kid's like in the middle of them and they're like yanking his arms back and forth. Like, it was a nightmare. And I was like, stop. Like,
Yeah.
it was so bad. So we finally get all of these people out, and I'm just like, I need to go home. Like, I don't even want to help you guys clean up.
You had to mentally,
I don't even want to help you clean up. I want to go home. And so they finally calmed me down. We cleaned up. We got out of there. Like, I didn't even care what it looked like. I'm like, throw the trash away and leave. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. So anyways, we get out of there. So next day rolls around. I've calmed down. I've gotten myself together. I'm back at work.
Back at work, right?
At
like
work.
nothing happened. Like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, back at work. We had these residents. It was a man, a woman, and their baby. And they were behind on their rent. And the wife didn't work, or she did work. She didn't work enough hours to like be able to really help support the bill.
Yeah.
And her husband, baby daddy, boyfriend, I don't know what he was the one who worked all the time. Well, apparently, I guess she was like cheating on him while he was at work, and he came home. He came home to her with another man in the apartment. Okay.
Okay,
so,
we're getting into the raunchy stuff.
Yeah. So they got into like a little altercation or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to get her to move out. He wanted her to move out. She wanted him to move out. It was like this whole thing. Still haven't paid the rent. So they come to the office, I guess, wanting us to be the mediators in this.
Both of y'all moved out.
Yeah, to figure out what's going on. And this property is so big that we had a bookkeeper. So they go straight to her because they know they owe rent.
Yep.
And now they're trying to figure out who's going to be responsible for this rent.
Both
because
of
someone, yeah. And so she tells them the whole thing. So they're like, well, I want her to move. We needed to do a roommate release, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, unfortunately, you still owe me rent. And you both are responsible for this rent.
Yeah.
She was like, if you guys pay this rent, then we can talk. We can come up with a solution. But we need to get your rent paid first.
Yeah.
And, the whole thing or whatever. Anyways, so it's this like big deal because the wife, who obviously knows that they haven't paid their rent because they've gotten letters, they've gotten emails, they've gotten knocks on the door. She knows. She's the one that's home all the time. Looks at him in the office and starts screaming at him because I thought you paid the rent. And so it's like this huge, there's just arguing, fighting. So then they come up, like, because we had like the upstairs was like the leasing area, and then you walk downstairs to where like the bookkeeper, assistant, and property manager were. So they walk upstairs and come to our leasing manager because she's the one that moved them in. And so then they're trying to
not
like
the assistant
tell
manager,
her,
not the
yeah. So they're trying to tell her the whole story and see if there's something she can do to help them. And of course she's like, no, like, blah, blah, blah. Well, then she starts screaming at him even more in our leasing office, like cussing him out, screaming at the top of her lungs. They have the baby like in the baby carrier. Okay, it's like this whole thing. And then she was like, I just need a minute. So she leaves the baby with him in the office. We called the police. You need to get out of here. Blah, blah. The nerve. She won't leave. She's like beating on her door, and it's like one of those doors that has like the glass in the middle, like the little circle glass or whatever. She's beating on that, and I'm like, she's gonna break the glass. Like she's gonna unlock the door. She's gonna get in. Like it's awful. Anyways, we're trying to like get him. I'm like, you just need to like go downstairs. You need to go somewhere. Take your baby. He would not take the baby. Okay, he wouldn't leave. He was like, you just need to let me out to talk to her. I'm like, she's trying to hurt you. She's trying to hurt you. And he was like, I don't care. Let me out. And I'm like, no. We're like, no, because I'm not opening this door and having her come in here and put us at risk. Like we're not doing it. And anyways, it was like this huge thing. And he ends up getting out. We kind of walked away for a minute because she had like walked off and like calmed down. So we walked away. Yeah. And then he opens the door and walks out. Leaves the baby in the office. The baby is in the office now with
CPS
us.
Is involved.
Okay. The baby is at this point. She is like walking back, and and so he's like walking towards. She pushes him out of the way. She's like, "Give me my child," and I'm like, "I don't know if I want. Like, I can't say you can't have your kid.
Right?
But like, I don't want to give you your kid. Like, I don't want to. I'm scared for this baby. Okay." Anyways, we have to give her her baby.
Yeah.
The police still haven't showed up because I'm from Memphis, and I don't know if anyone has ever been to Memphis. But those police do not come when they're called. It'll be like 3 hours later and like, oh, you called? Who's dead? They weren't, but now they are. Anyways, so she gets the kid and she leaves, and he's like following her. She runs with the baby carrier, gets in the car, and he's like trying to block her from the car. She like hits the gas, almost runs over him. And the way our office set is like, it's kind of like down in a hole. Okay, and so there's like the drive is like. You can like when you're driving up, you're like level with the roof.
Gotcha.
Okay. So she's like there, and she's like takes off, and she almost hits him, and she swerves. And when she swerves, she almost comes down into the ravine into the office. And I'm like, oh my god! Not only are we're not trying to get killed, we're also probably gonna have structural damage on this office because she's gonna run through it. Anyways, it was like this big thing.
Were they at the pool party?
I don't even know. There were so many people there. I don't know. But I was just like, yesterday we had to save a child from drowning. Today we had to save a child from the mother trying to kill their father with a iron. It was just yeah, and the courtesy officer, like, everyone needs saved apparently. But yeah, so I just remember walking back in and I was like, look, I don't know if it's a full moon. I don't know what's going on with these people. Like, I don't. I was like, but we can never have another pool party.
No, you can't.
Like, ever. I was like, I know this had nothing to do with the pool party, but I feel like it stemmed from that somehow.
You have to, like, RSVP and you have to have people buy tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, buying tickets would be a great idea.
Because then you can put that money towards the pool party or towards the other events that you have around.
But yeah, I don't know whatever happened to those people. They ended up getting evicted.
Yeah.
For that, because they owed rent. I don't know. It wasn't long after that I started floating over to another property, and I'm like, I need a break.
Get me the fuck
from this
out of
place.
here.
But yeah, so that was a good little summer.
Man,
summer story.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I have so many plays. So
we just need to do one segment of just Courtney just like telling us everything about this 1,000
one community. I'll tell you, it's not here.
Memphis.
Story.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to tell you guys why I got into HR, the trauma that I did that. So
okay.
I was working for this property management in Shreveport, and this is first.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you guys, but when you're short on maintenance people, you hire people.
Yes.
That's what we did. So we hired a temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And it was their company policy that anytime you let an employee go, that HR is supposed to be in the room with you, kind of delivering the bad news so that the managers aren't at like the point of contact. So that was the policy for this place. So we had a place in Bossier City in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we get a call in the middle of the day. Hey, everybody, lock your doors. Every single property that this property management owns, lock your doors. We're like, oh my God, okay, what's happening? We didn't find out till the next day. But a manager at one of our other properties in Bossier was having a lot of issues with this temporary maintenance, temporary painter that was hired through a temp agency. And we didn't know it at the time. The temp agency really didn't do background checks.
Absolutely not.
And I don't think they do that here either.
I think, the ones that we work.
I don't know. I haven't really had to use them, but I think one for sure does.
There are people with like records.
Yeah.
That work there.
That
have
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this guy obviously did. Yeah. The manager was gonna let him go. So she called HR. She was like, hey, I have to let this man go. He is terrorizing the tenants when we have to go in and do touch-up paints. He's not getting along with anybody on the staff. We had just hired him from the tip agency through like maybe 2 days.
Yeah.
And the HR manager said, hey, I can't come today. If you need to let him go right now, you need to just go ahead and do that. I can't be there. And the manager was like, okay, do it. So she called him in the office and let him go. I did. And she said, hey, I know you have a bunch of uniforms at home. Will you please bring them back? He came back 3 hours later and had his uniforms all laid out in a cute little folded up. He was hiding a gun. And he pointed it at the assistant manager, said, get down. I don't have a problem with you. Pointed it at the leasing agent, said, get down. I don't have a problem with you. And shot the manager. Dead. And I was, of course, at a different property. And I had floated at that property. I know it got really dark really fast. This is why we're here. And I told myself that day that I, of course, love this industry. I love property management, and I still do. But I wanted to be in HR so that if there are rules in place that I'm following them, there may be something else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was a manager that had trained me since I was wee little baby.
Oh my God, that's
little floater.
Terrifying.
But it's just.
It's so sad.
You never know what is going to happen when y'all step into work.
It's true.
Okay, I'm going to tell one story. It doesn't have anything to do with Summer Lovin, but it does have to do with being threatened and things like this happening. Okay, so it's wild too.
Oh, goodness.
I like yours.
It's wild.
Mine are very mellow. Mine are mellow compared to
I've seen some crazy stuff. Okay, this actually had to do with an employee. Okay, so I used to be floating leasing too. Okay, so we had this one community, and it was a high-rise community. and it had a basement. And the basement is it had a basement, and the basement is where like our maintenance shop was.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give you a layout.
This is the time where your phone needs to go on.
Yeah. So and the only thing in the basement was the maintenance shop, and then they did have storage down there. Like if residents needed extra storage unit, they had that in
That's
the.
cool.
I don't think a lot of them used it because it was kind of
Extra
free. So we had this guy who it was a maintenance tech with us, and he hadn't been working there very long, and he got hired on because he knew our maintenance supervisor. Okay. Well, I'm just sitting in the office one day, and I'm still friends with the guy who was the courtesy officer there, and he lived there. He lived on like the 7th floor. So I'm sitting in the office, and I see this maintenance tech, and he walks through the leasing office door coming from the maintenance shop from, the basement, and he just looks angry. He looks pissed. Like, I didn't know what was going on with him, but like, there was honestly like fire in his eyes.
Right.
Like, he was mad. And so I tried to ask him, I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Because I thought maybe like a resident made him mad and he's like, just needs a minute to cool off or something. I didn't know. And he just doesn't say anything to me. He just like stops and just stares at me, like doesn't blink for like, it felt like 10 minutes, but it was probably only like a minute. It was creepy. So I'm like, why are you just staring at me for so long? And I'm like, are you good? Nothing. He then leaves. He then walks out. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like,
weird.
It was weird. So the guy who was the manager of this property, he was between this one and another one. He was at the other one at this time.
Of course he was.
So I texted him and I was like, hey, something's going on with so-and-so. I'm not really sure. I tried to ask him what was wrong, but I just want to let you know, like, I was like, I don't know if, if it's something personal, if it's something work related. Do you want me to like see if he wants to like go home early or something? Because maybe he's just having a bad day. Sherry, really?
Yeah, Sherry's definitely.
And he was like, I don't know, maybe. He was like, if he comes back in, like, and he still looks like he's having a bad day, let me know. Yeah. I'm like, okay. So he doesn't come back in, but I see him again, probably like 5 minutes later, and he's walking into the coffee bar. And I'm like, okay, maybe he just needs coffee or something. Yeah. Like, because it's still it's still morning-ish. It's like mid-morning, okay? And I'm like, yeah, maybe he just needs some coffee. He just needs a moment to just relax and cool off. I don't know what happened. Well, we had the coffee machine that actually had like the coffee pot, and it just like made big pots of coffee or whatever. So I see him just walk off. Like, no, I see him get the coffee pot and pour out the coffee. So it's still hot. Okay. And then he still looks angry and he like walks off with the coffee pot. And I'm like, what is he doing?
He about to bust it.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is he doing? So I see him walk down the stairs. I'm like, okay. So at this point, I'm like, I need to call our maintenance supervisor because I need to know what's going on. So I try to call him and he doesn't answer. And so I try to call him again. He doesn't. I'm like blowing his phone up. Okay. And I just had weird vibes. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I just feel weird now. Like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Can't get a hold of him. I'm texting him. I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Like, I need to talk to you. What's going on? Nothing. So I call my friend who's the courtesy officer who's on the 7th floor. And I'm like,
get down here.
I need you to come to the office right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I have a weird feeling, and I just need you to come with me. I was like, I cannot get a hold of our maintenance supervisor. I need to find out where he is. I don't know what's going on. And so he comes down, and I tell him the whole situation. Because at first he was like, are you being dramatic? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I am. But is it better safe than sorry?
Right.
So he like comes down with his gun, and we're like slowly walking down to the basement. Yeah. And like when you get to the basement, like there is some light, but it's not like light. It's just like it's little just overhead lighting, and so it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
And so we get down there, and I don't hear anything. It's like dead silent. And I'm like, okay, he didn't come back up.
You know that there's one person at
I'm
least.
like, he didn't come back up. Like the elevator hadn't done anything until he had come down from the 7th floor. I'm like, so he's down here unless he went out, because there was like a loading ramp type thing, unless he went out that door. So anyways, don't hear anything. And I'm trying to like slowly walk. There's like corners, and it's like a circular building. It's like you have to walk in a circle. And I'm like, I want to be careful. I don't want this dude to like pop, like that. I was like, I don't want this dude to pop out on us. And so we still don't hear anything for a minute. And so then I start screaming the maintenance supervisor's name. Don't hear anything. He's like not answering. And I'm like, so in my head, I'm like, he's come down here. He's hit him over the head with this coffee pot. He's like knocked out. Like, I don't know what's going on. And don't hear anything. So we're walking towards the maintenance shop. So at this point, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to find this guy. So we're walking, and then all of a sudden I see that maintenance tech, and he like takes off the other direction. It's like he was hiding behind something. He like takes off around, and I just bust the maintenance shop open. And the maintenance supervisor's standing there, and he's like perfectly fine. He had headphones in, so he didn't hear us. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what happened? So anyways, apparently, like,
you probably stopped him from doing something
I don't know.
really bad.
It was a scary situation. So basically, I guess they had gotten into an argument because he wanted him to go do something like a make ready or something, and he didn't want to do it. He wanted to do something else. And he's like, I understand you want to do something else, but we have to get this make ready done.
Yeah.
And I guess they got into a little argument about it because he wouldn't listen to him. And the maintenance supervisor ended up telling him, like, you know, if you don't want to listen and do what I ask you, then go home. Like, I don't need you here today. Go home.
Yeah.
And I guess that pissed him off. And that's when he came upstairs.
Getting pissed for no.
Yeah, for absolutely no reason.
No.
Anyways, it was like this whole thing. So I had to make a statement because I was telling my boss what happened. So we had to make a statement. And then I think they ended up finding, I can't remember what they found out, but they found something else out that had like happened. Not anything crazy like this, but something that happened. And they ended up letting him go.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward to like 2 days later.
There we go.
Fast forward to like 2 days later. I get a call from this random number. And it's like, I get a call to the office from this random person. And they were like, is this Courtney? And I'm like, yes. And they were like, did you work with someone named blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, okay, well, they were at some business or something, not too far from us, like a couple blocks down. And he had like gone in there, like talking about us, named the property, named our name, and was talking about how he was going to kill us. And like, they were like, he had a gun on him. Like this, it was crazy. And he was like, apparently after he left, he was like walking down the street screaming where he was going and that he was going to kill all the people that lived there or work there, all the people that worked there. Okay. So I'm like, what? Like my manager's there at this time. And just so happened my regional was there too.
Good, yeah.
So I walked in there and I'm like trying to be really calm because I'm over here like, I'm not about to die over this stupid shit, okay? I'm not. Yeah. We're going to watch for a little bit. We're going to see if anything happens. So it was probably like an hour and a half maybe that went by. He never showed up. They never saw anything. They never even saw anyone that fit the description.
He left.
So they come in and they were like, are y'all staying? Do you want to leave? And my regional was like, no, we're leaving. We would have left already if you hadn't told us to stay. Like we would have been gone. Yeah. So she's over here like freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but I guess at this point I was just kind of like numb to all of the like crazy stuff that was going on. And I was like, look, I just want to get in my car and go home. Like at this point, just let me leave. But she's like making sure we have everything. She's like, do not come back here if you forget something. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care if I forget it. It'll be here when I return.
Yeah. What about tomorrow though?
Yeah.
Again,
So, like,
tomorrow's just another day at the office.
No, we didn't go. We didn't go back the next day. We didn't go. She made me go work at another property. We did not open that day. But anyways, what was I saying? I'm sorry. So we left. We didn't work the next day, but like we got escorted to our cars, and then the police were like, "Do you think you need to escort home?" And I'm like, "No, I just want to leave." Yeah. So, like I took a crazy long way home. Like, so if anyone was following me, like they would have got tired.
And you would have
figured it out that you didn't live on.
Absolutely not. Honestly, if I had been on site, I would have went to my friend's apartment because he literally has more guns than anyone I've ever known. Like and I'm like, why do you have all these guns? Apparently he just likes to collect them, which I think is the craziest thing in the entire world. It is crazy that you can do that, but
in an apartment.
An apartment. Yeah. Or just in general, because why do you need that many? Yeah. But that was actually in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was in Tennessee. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I end up having to be stuck here, like I'm staying in your apartment.
Right.
Like I am. You're protecting me for the night. Right. But yeah, that happened.
That's insane. Like, no, I knock on wood that I don't ever have to experience anything like that ever.
Has anyone ever recorded you with their phone?
Yeah, all the time. They'll have it they just have it like in their hand, like they're recording.
It's so funny when they're doing it though, because they're like this, or like with it held up right. I'm like, this is not how you hold your phone when you're like this being casual.
No. Yeah.
But
I had someone record me one time to complain about bugs in his refrigerator. And he thought it was our responsibility.
Right.
Honey, if you have bugs in the refrigerator, it's because you are disgusting.
Yeah.
And you need to clean the refrigerator.
Yeah. And maybe get rid of some food that you probably haven't thrown away in a very long time.
Wow.
Yeah. I have so many other stories about like dirty, nasty.
Oh, you should be on our hoarders.
Yes.
I had a hoarder.
Yeah. Come back for a hoarder segment.
That's in November.
Yeah.
Yeah. November is going to be the hoarders.
God. I have some bad hoarder stories too.
I've got one.
I have one. I have like 4.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be something.
We have hoarders, dead bodies.
I have plenty of dead bodies. Murders, I have shooting.
Yeah.
This happens every day. Every day.
Every day.
We no, I've got a couple of fun ones. I've never been directly involved, but I've been around like while things are happening, and again, knock on wood, that I don't have anything directly happening to me. But so I mean, we've got some fun. Even these stories are crazy, and I love like hearing other people's stories because it's like you never know what someone else is going through. Like, and everything is so relatable, and it's just mind boggling. And again, it's just you go to sleep that day, you wake up, and it's a new day.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. Like, and you just
100%.
have to start it again, and then you have to like tour people, and you have to talk to vendors, and you have to literally. You can't act like nothing happened, but you have to go on. You have to go on throughout your day. And it's insane that we have to be put through that.
Likely talk to the same people that hurt your feelings or that
you have to see them again.
And just imagine living on property, walking your dog, or like going to the swimming pool, or going to the gym, or all of these things. You have to encounter these people. You have to evict somebody, and then you have to sit there and watch them get into their car while you're walking your dog, and you have to be like, hopefully they're not going to jump me right now. You know, like, it's just, you just have to be optimistic.
I will say one of the things that like, it's not hard. Sometimes, I won't say it's not hard, because sometimes I still have to bite my tongue. Yeah. But I hate when someone says like something really crazy to me or off the wall or just mean. And then they come back in like a month later and they're like nice. I want to punch you in your throat.
Yeah, I know who you really are.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm like,
where petty meets professional.
Kill them with kindness. Yes. Kill them with kindness. But that's one of the hardest things for me. I'm like, I remember what you said to me last month.
See, that's why I had to get out. Because I stopped being kind. And I didn't, that's just not who I am. I like to think I'm a kind person, but it started filtering out into my personal life. And I was not kind to wait staff or not kind to the person living next to me. You fucking idiot, get out of my goddamn way. Just, I wasn't kind to anybody anymore. And it started just to make me feel like because there's so many bad people and their energy was not feeding into me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, are so thankful that you were in it.
Yes.
Because you have stories for us.
And you can understand our pain.
And we're so thankful that you're out of it. Too,
yeah.
You know. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, this has been a fun episode. This has been a fun visit. Thank you so much, Megan, for coming in and joining us.
Megan.
It was so much fun. I'm so proud of them. Like, subscribe, and follow, please.
Like and subscribe.
Let's blow them up.
I don't know which one it is. That was a cheer for you. That was a cheer for you. I had to find it.
So we definitely appreciate you. We're gonna be obviously at it again next week. So you guys tune in
with more stories.
Stay posted and like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. You want to do it? Like and subscribe.
Boom.